I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So the OTA patches are out and they are live as of the time of recording on this. Right now we have 3 nerfs and 4 buffs and 1 location change. So let's start off with the nerfs. First nerf up for us is going to be Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde has moved from a 1-0 to a 1-2. Now when you play her out and take her back, she'll only get 1 point in your hand instead of 2 points in your hand. This will bring down her total by 3 points if you were to play her perfectly, turning her from a 1-10 into a 1-7. But will bring up her basement a little bit too. If you play her on turn 4, she'll equal out to being the same thing of being a 1-4 if you would have gotten her both ways. And if you look at the power translation on 1-drops, you'll see that basically she's still falling in pretty much the best range here. I mean, 1-4 pretty much beats everything power-wise in the 1-drops except for Titanian Ebony Maw. And a special shout-out for Nebula. Good all-in-all change. We pretty much knew that at some point Kitty was getting some sort of change. This is pretty much the change we were all expecting. On most days, the power's not going to change too much. The only time you're going to see any kind of fallback on it is if you got her on turn 1 or turn 2. Other than that, she basically feels about the same, if not a little bit better. Next one up for us is going to be the Spider Ham. Spider Ham got changed from a 1-1 to a 2-2. Spider Ham does the same exact thing that he did before. They are talking about changing how he might work in the future, so that he doesn't affect cards like She-Hulk, Death, and Apocalypse all the time. Which is kind of strange because I thought that this card was specifically designed to fight things like Death and She-Hulk and Apocalypse. So they might make it in the future where it says instead of the highest cost in your opponent's test to just a random. That way you can get more use on bounce effects. Next nerf for us is going to be the Hit Monkey. Hit Monkey got moved from a 2-0 to a 3-2. Still stays exactly the same otherwise. This means that it has less of a boon on the turn that you throw it down. Also has less of a boon with the Beast combos, so you can't play this on 5. Play Hit Monkey Beast, then throw it down again. Hit Monkey's been known as being one of the highly rated cards inbound. And pretty much the chain that needed to sort of happen. Might break open the bounce decks for a little bit more stuff to play. Those are the nerfs that happen. Now let's start talking about the buffs. First one up on the board is going to be the new 4-drop which is the Phoenix Force. Really surprising that they changed this one as quickly as they did. I don't think I've ever seen a card buff this quickly. This isn't even out of being in the past right now. And that might be part of the reason that they changed it. Because of the fact that maybe it wasn't doing so well past-wise and people weren't buying it. When this was 5, it was really hard to play because you basically had to get this on 5. And then you just had to move it on 6 to get you like one move effect. So it's really opened up the space because now you can get this on 4 and move it on 5, or get this on 5 and move it on 6. Or if you play a Zabu in your deck, you can get this on 3. Next up for us in the buff list is going to be Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider, and Ghost Spider got moved from a 2/3 to a 1/2. Great for move effects, pretty much. My only concern is this might get rid of Iron Fist altogether, because now it's fighting exactly with Iron Fist. It's the same exact power as Iron Fist, it's the same exact cost as Iron Fist. It basically works almost the same as Iron Fist, except backwards. So, I'm not sure if that's going to be a problem in the future, where it's, do you play both and get more move effects, or do you now never play Iron Fist? As opposed to the fact that Ghost Spider gives you a more reliable place of where to go. I mean, the Iron Fist can get you into places you might not be able to get to, like Sanctum Sanctorum, but the Ghost Spider, you know what card it's going to grab and you know where it's going to go. Plus end turn stuff where you can really grab something and move it around is kind of interesting. Next buff up for us is going to be the Living Tribunal. Living Tribunal went from a 6/6 to a 6/9. I really don't think this changed a lot of anything. This was pretty much a 1-point buff on it. I think even if you brought this to a 6/12, it wouldn't see too much play. I mean, we gotta see what happens at it after 9, but I have a feeling this could be a 6/12 and not really destroy anything. Next up for us is Magic, and even though she got pulled down from a 5 energy to a 3 energy, her power only went from 3 to 2. This means that you'll see her in a lot more play positions. Also, notable note is the fact that Second Dinner has already said that soon they'll make her so she can be played on 6. She'll just be a 3/2 on 6. Only problem that I have with Magic, and this is my weird problem, is it basically eliminates the need for Rhino. I don't see a situation where you would play Rhino over Magic. But the only situation I can possibly see is Cerebro 3. And that's about it. Another little change that's going on is they are reducing the occurrence of the Great Web. Great Web is going from being incredibly popular to being basically the second least popular location choice out there, only below stuff like Ego and World Chip. They still want to keep Great Web in the game. They are going to look at it and see how it does. They might change it in the future, but at least for right now, you're going to reduce how often it works. This one was always hard to play into because it sometimes pulled your stuff and sometimes didn't pull your stuff. So it wasn't even reliable as to how you'd want to play into it. 9 times out of 10, the best situation you could do would be basically use it like almost a raft. Or you would fill it up as quickly as possible just so that your stuff wouldn't get moved there in the future. Now, I did come up with a new deck based on some of the buffs and nerfs that have happened. Just to kind of show you how dangerous this might be now with some of the changes that we make. So I'm calling this one Firebird. It's got Ghost, Spider, Human Torch, Carnage, Zabu, Magic, Killmonger, Venom, Shuri, the Phoenix Force, Sandman, Artemzilla, and Null. So in the perfect world, turn 1 you'd go Human Torch, turn 2 you'd go Carnage, turn 3 you'd go Magic, turn 4 you'd go with the Phoenix Force, bringing back your Human Torch, which is bringing that all the way up to 7. Turn 5 you play the Sandman, so it's hard for your opponent to do anything, and you move the Phoenix Force, which brings that all the way up to a 14. Turn 6, you do the Artemzilla on the Phoenix Force. You make 2 Phoenix Forces, which are worth 14 each. And then if you want, you can even move them before you do that. So if you move it before you do the Phoenix Force, you actually bring it up to a 28, and then get 2 28s off that. And then you just play the Null, and then Null will slam down. Some notable cards in here to use up as backup would be the Zabu to bring down a lot of your 4-drops that end up being in this. Most notably the Shuri and the Phoenix Force. Shuri to be a backup in case you can't get the Phoenix Force on 4. You can do the Phoenix Force on 5 by doing the Shuri, then the Phoenix Force, then the Ghost Spider. And Venom and Killmonger as backups to kill your Human Torch if you want to. If you want to go try out this deck, feel free to do it. I appreciate it. Anyways, those are all the nerfs and buffs that are coming out this particular OTA. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for fun.